Abusia aha Pinax TV, we have a lot of updates away yede April na wonso wahu de ekoso my Ghana ha ene amano nsem dodo na yede April na sisi ameno ka say there's been a very big expose about President John Dramani Mahama the third term amount for Eddie to dwa say papa yi so third term I say omo hu ni say the speculations are like NDC omo so me no third term because currently there's a case between the Supreme Court and no ka say omo interpretations say constitution no say na ensem no esitie constitution na gasa no say na ensem no esitie enti omo ehwe no ma yes interpretation because they want to know says two terms I am a president bia oba betina kunya so no consecutive and as so okoba ko na say break here the person can also run again in the case of President John Dramani Mahama we din ka koba ko and or call for re-election and wenya enti that means say ono no we twa first term awie enti nkasese ya owa ban mu nko wia enke no ano no onto aso ensan so enko bio ba sese am no ka say amanfo interpretation obidia court was Supreme Court say omuncheche mu say two consecutive terms and now says utwa baako na say second one when we need now call the second one ebia with the third election who we near to say President John Dramani Mahama case ya utwa sa time we wo mu ya wo hwie ana sai and nsem ne tin sisi am no ka say amanfo de nsem na kokko se ne mo Gabby Otchere-Darko aba be yes expose ni kiremu a the way omode enema ne kono they are not seeking for interpretation. They are seeking to amend the constitution in such a way that it will favor President John Dramani Mahama third term. And you know, and ono so di nchire mu ba said the omo yes see omo so omo interpretation no. So interpretation neba na enye se oko two consecutive terms are oko two consecutive terms are 2 years na so. Nemo so oko baako na se u fail to go for the second one na se oba third one numu utaba na unya u second term it means you can go for another term to make it the two consecutive terms enchemu ewo ho with Gabby Otchere-Darko ono ne di ohunu se expose no so we'll go through and then let you know what exactly Gabby Otchere-Darko is actually saying. Enti ohwe probably on your screens you can see Gabby Otchere-Darko whatever that he is trying to interpret or the atoso. So we'll go through and then you will also get to know Gabby Otchere-Darko. So let me get this straight about the case before the Supreme Court seeking an interpretation that when the Constitution says a president shall serve only 2 terms of office, it really means only 2 consecutive terms. And you say, obeso onya we no obeso onya ni straight say case na ye dey akọ Supreme Court no it is seeking say ye be kyerɛkyerɛm ama Ghana fo nyina ate ase ye ka say constitution is a president be call 2 terms only 2 terms in office. And answer it means only 2 consecutive terms. Only 2 terms in office. It means President John Dramani Mahama call first term, second term or call for re-election where and the second time we say or your presidency and no only 2 terms in office. And 2 consecutive terms in office to say former president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo de no okoye 2016 or so call 2020 be 2024 no de any 2 consecutive terms you no de no we. These are the 2 scenarios that the case in Supreme Court is seeking to get clarification. Otwaswa or say if that argument succeeds, then the current president after completing the second term could contest again in 2028. And if that argument succeeds, because the argument is saying that it should be 2 consecutive terms in office. Saying 2 consecutive terms the president has to look forward to having a 2 consecutive term in office. And on the Chester Constitution, they say 2 consecutive terms in office means we'll track the 2 terms every year. If that argument succeeds, then the current president, after completing the second term, could contest again in 2028 if he changes his expressed mind and so chooses. Once the president, I didn't carry about 2 years on your own third term, but so sana adwene na interpretation no musiki for our Supreme Court no say it has to be 2 consecutive terms. It means President John Dramani Mahama can go for a third term, which the third term makes it a 2 consecutive term. If he loses, he could return in 2032. If he wins in 2032, he could contest again in 2036, because according to this theory, he still would not have served 2 consecutive terms. If he then loses in 2036, why stop there? He could run again in 2040. If he wins, he could still seek another term in 2044, because only then will he have completed 2 back-to-back terms. Enti Otchere Obeko for 2028 election. So oko 2028 election no we near any 2 consecutive terms no. That is only when the president decides to go against what he said. Say he's not seeking for any third term. And so oko 2028 no we need fine. And we any 2 consecutive terms now 2032. That means he can never come and stand, or he can never come to be re-elected as president again. But so 2028 now when we near, it means he has to come back for 2032. 2032 no say when we near, and that's what we near. You see, that is the kind of explanation that they are trying to get. In other words, under this interpretation, the Constitution's 2-term limit magically resets every time a president loses a re-election attempt. Enti obi be sheda ebia okoba ko no aheda lusu na ebia ne hunipa bi aba na ne hunipa no so lusu na another person so aba. Enti they will intentionally decide not to go for a 2-term presidency, because they can go for multiple times, provided say and yet consecutive, like owie to send President Anado de no owie 2016 ba 2020 esa toma no ono ne de nche se owie. And now say when we need to imagine, say if Nanado didn't win the 2020 elections, it means 2024 ko betimi asa 2028 and so aka home. That is not interpreting the Constitution, it is rewriting it. The Constitution says a president shall not hold office for more than 2 terms. It does not say 2 consecutive terms. Had the framers intended that qualification, they knew exactly how to say so. They didn't. And you are saying the Constitution says a president shall not hold office for more than 2 terms. And no matter how the terms are, whether in the case of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo or the case of President John Dramani Mahama, you should go not more than 2 terms. And he said, Udi President 1947 and Awasabedi 2020 no matter whether it is consecutive or there was some kind of a break and Awasabai. Asking the Supreme Court to read into the Constitution a word its framers deliberately omitted is not constitutional interpretation. It is constitutional amendment by judicial decree. Otchere samo bisa se court enhwehwe nsem no mu no mu nchechemu differently in a way omo twerɛ constitution no omo share that yi ho free mu, because they know say yes 2 terms is 2 terms, whether it is consecutive or bibi betwa mu ema wan kwantoa so. In the space of 8 years no work in the space of 12 years, because second re-election you didn't get sana case in it here, you still have served your 2 terms in office. You don't have any right to go for another term. And you also say Yebisa Supreme Court so much differently from the way the framers explained that. It means they are trying to amend the Constitution to favor a president who wants to go for a 3rd term, because the Constitution is saying 2 terms. Ultra 2 terms ni wia asa. But now people are seeking interpretation whether it should be 2 consecutive terms or 2 terms, whether there was a break or no break. 2 terms is 2 terms. If that becomes the law, then the Constitution will no longer impose a lifetime 2-term limit on the presidency. It will merely prohibit a president from serving more than 2 terms in a row. An entirely different proposition. Also say, no, it should be 2 consecutive terms. Dear, not just say, yes, it's a constitution, no. Say lifetime, someone can be obetimia your president na kwa basa entirely the entire of that person's lifetime. Now it change the idea of two-term limits, no? Seriously, is that really the constitutional doctrine they want the Supreme Court to endorse? It is a Supreme Court in the now no jitum said that be nipa no ubetimi akọ 2 consecutive terms. Uko 2 consecutive terms there where we name so uko 2 terms then you consecutive, you have the chance to go for re-election so that it is going to be a consecutive 2 terms. Say sisadia, no matter the previous ones you've gone, you have finished serving your 2 terms. These are the 2 interpretations that the Supreme Court, among for their call, say omo seeking for clarity. And he will read what is really before the court. Then they go to court in any CA producer the better screens so then we'll go through for you to see say what is in front of the court. And see also on your screens are in the Supreme Court, Accra, Republic of Ghana. Writ to invoke the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, where Gabby Otchere, house number C21, Pandai, Northern Region, plaintiff, and the defendant, Attorney General. So this one is the where Gabby versus the Attorney General. The Law House Ministries Accra, plaintiff to direct service, way to the Registrar Supreme Court Accra. Or say, in the name of the Republic, you are hereby commanded within 14 days after service on you of the plaintiff statement of the case inclusive of the day of service to file a cause to be filed for you a statement of the defendant's case in an action at the suit of Gabby Otchere versus Attorney General. The nature of the reliefs sought are as follows. And what are they looking out for at the Supreme Court? Almost a declaration that upon a true and proper interpretation and or construction of Article 662 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, a person who has served 2 separate and distinct terms of office eligible to contest the position of President of Ghana, and any attempt to prevent such person from so doing is inconsistent with and in contravention of the said 1992 Constitution of Ghana. Enti obia was serve consecutive 2 terms as president, that person is eligible to contest of President of Ghana on any attempt to prevent such person for so doing. And so, omo interpretation, there should be a declaration. The Supreme Court should come out and let it give a proper interpretation. Sir, the Article 66(2) of the 1992 Constitution, say, obi a was serve 2 separate and distinct terms, no, Nipano is still having the chance to contest again. Ome cheche musa antre se nipa no so serve 2 distinct terms are wo nipa no obetimi akobio until se wa serve 2 consecutive terms na obi obesi kwan se nipa no ntimi nko no ese nipa no oya atomra omra no mechire musa me yenhwe. That is to the Supreme Court. And I'll say such further orders as the Honorable Court deems fit. The capacity in which the plaintiff is bringing the action is as follows. The plaintiff brings this action in his capacity as a citizen of Ghana and invokes the preamble articles 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 6, 0, 6, 6, 67 and 66 2 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. The expose now omuhu ni se Gabby Otchere-Darko edi abano se ukoka ekokyire mu seden ya citizen bi na di akọ enti we no untimi nkoka se NDC for na ahye da se omde asem no court enti court nkyerɛkyerɛ mu ne ehu se asem no sign it. Is it 2 consecutive terms and I say 2 distinct terms and I say you should not serve more than 2 terms in office? This is what they are seeking to clarify. Gabby Otchere-Darko, according to him, no, say court need to meet say it should be 2 consecutive terms, which gives President John Dramani Mahama the chance to go for a 3rd term, which will make so we need 2028, which will make the terms no 2 consecutive terms, meaning after 2028 or say we are 2032, he can't come again. Enti per what we just read no, ebi omega senye NDC for the court obi and a challenge a citizen versus the Attorney General and a court or the Assembly Supreme Court. Say Supreme Court in Church Mumayeng. But according to Gabby Otchere-Darko, Onunu say this is a plot by the National Democratic Congress to, extend the term of presidency for President John Dramani Mahama. Yenyina yensu enim say President John Dramani Mahama de abetu dwasa ono de onye na adwen say obesan so akọ third term. So this people see it as a very big expose trying to expose the NDC. Say they are trying to find ways and means to get a very different interpretation of the 1992 Constitution. The article that states that the president should go for only 2 terms in office. Enti yebedi nsem na yahwe baby a ni nyina ebekwa akosi, because as we speak now asem no still na was Supreme Court as the time of judgment beba no eno ene be kire se hwan na ekọ ebi mu kra kire mu a sisi say some few we have barely 2 years be to the elections. I say the NDC is relaxed. The NDC is relaxed. Me no kase ase omo nheda nye bibi a kire se omo beyi flag bearer ni ate a ebi mu hu say oh just because ebi a President John Mahama besa continue normal relax no, but then president na kasa so dey atu dwa so ono de onye na adwo say oh continue the judgments that will come from this particular issue. Producer Pacho me monitor no manti ubetimi ahwe e de ama me. Quickly no, we'll go to our next story. Na the updates no e de ama mo. Okotema area ho ensem efi honom eba pa na sisi ame no ka say company bi a friend Dreamers Manufacturing Limited. Dreamers Manufacturing Limited, a Chinese company. Oko tema area mu ho baby ye fre ho Toyota Junction a omo astate edi eniema kwa kogu eno omo say omo fre no they have begun dumping earth filling materials on low-lying land around the Toyota Junction area where its head warehouse baby omo warehouse wa enso eto ye 29th June no etwifa ho no omo sa start air fill ho said e be ye enso no to a entwimfa ho bio, but then se baby amosim warehouse no se eho ye waterway a wodi nsuo no kogu wodi anwea no kogu se den nsuo no ebebu afa so na asanso aba ho. Enti quickly no ye beko na yakwa akwa because residents omo area ho no are starting complaining because ehwa na mo was on your screens you could see say cars no move the landfill materials no omo edi ekwa kogu that particular area, and you could see say there are some coverts there trying to use the covers to divert the waterway. Enti no any idea residents nibi are not very happy with what is going on because so munya diverting a successful since so now musua, it means it will direct the waterways to other places around that same area other than say beko omo warehouse. That is probably the main motive of residents who say omo eyo. But quickly no yenko some of the residents omo some omo di tudwa particularly with this landfill so with Dreamers Manufacturing Chinese Company Limited.
I told you guys that the Chinese, they don't hear stop. After the rains, they've started filling the place again. I told you. This was where the factory got broken into by the water, and biscuits and toffees and chewing gums were all over on the water. You see them? They have started bringing trucks upon trucks of filling materials. I told you, the Chinese, they are superpower. They control Ghana. You can't do them nothing. They will bring it like 500 of these trucks because they own the trucks. These Zonda trucks is their sister companies or their friends. You see the materials they've started heaping there. Yeah. The Chinese don't hear stop. At the end of the day, it is we the citizens who suffer. They have the money, so they will keep filling. They will keep on filling. Since morning, trucks upon trucks have been coming to dump the waste material. Since morning. Yeah. You see how?
And some of the videos and I here with Dreamers Manufacturing Company Limited, a Chinese company, what tema area muha, omo edi landfill materials, ekwakugu open land. Omo de ekwakugu so se de beya ebetimi apo omo no ma divert nsuo ne kwan because 29th June nsuo na etoye no etwi for omo warehouse on this see no omo ayo madwen se omo fele ho se de beya nsuo no entwi emfa hobio but then nsuo kwan waterway nko dia. There is no way you'll be able to block the waterway. There were coverts that we saw. Say omo betimi a try so omo be divert nsuo no. But then there was another trip e ba ye un say cars na e ba to aso sa anti wo hwa the main video which is pointing to where nsuo no fa who said they are filling that place no we have it in a video and also quickly we are what are the leaders of the company and I say what are they saying about the action is it true so more blocking so ne kwan no and I say a dear party no more they are filling that place open place and can so fa hono omo air block hon yede omo nchire mu so e de be mamo they respond to these viral videos but then you hear the other side of the video ye ba na your company for ne ho.
Like I said, that's another one. You guys can see all day they've been coming, no wahala. Yeah, in few minutes another one will come. Yeah, I told ya. There comes another one. I told ya. There he goes. Money talks. Ganyo, money is power. In a few moments, another one will come. Yep. Money talks. Money talks. Instead of solving the fundamental problem, they are just feeling. There comes another one. I told you guys. Yep. Every minute, there comes another one. As this one approaches, another one is waiting. Yep.
And see, Osha video now, you saw that the trucks were moving in, some were coming out because I mean they were having rounds of dumping and no more year now obekaya company way na nsuo no eto no omoniema etwifa mountain so ba amanfo ekosesa bi because they have a warehouse bi ewo ho baby a omo eniema amanfo ekosesa bi eni ade no but then on Thursday the trades minister trade minister Elizabeth Otchere eko omo warehouse ya wuhu yai oko warehouse eko any omo penifo no ekodi dwa Bismarck ofe ansa ore na executive director of 3 Dreamer Manufacturing Company Limited na osi enye omo adwuma omu di wo ho enema nsuo no etwifa omo ho dabi na tamamoto we kwan na omo ye no eno na ama flood etwifa omo ho nsuo twifa omo warehouse ho ema omo niema bebre eseye omo niema omo manufacture ni niema ni nyina eseye no enti ode ni nsam tudwa wabra Honorable Elizabeth Otchere pii ho no ocheche mu kire ne se niema wo hu o screens yi so yi enye no na cause flood no na emom and I know yeah no so and also interested they are trying to block the waterway. Nemo motorway kwan na omo ye no ene na ama nsuo no etwi for omo ho no, so they are finding ways to say be omo blocking nsuo no say ma omo ho bio. Ti yenko ne ntie the executive director Bismarck Ofe Ansa of 3 Dreamer Manufacturing Company Limited na yemra sese.
Say Hano was through students unite.
It's only this one about if you motorway no yeah motorway no omoya omaya bridge new and do us. You know what happened? It's soon that to fear bridge now. You be too fast. Yeah, you need for those so after the
and I'm see drain no na yen ko see the right place.
Second we access to free motorway so heavy too fast.
So when we were trained stop gap.
So the bra so bad word heavy one na train man na so need the
I don't gate ni ano.
get one.
Sure be a gate. Hey, and so na na ni abro. Wow. Water is powerful. Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine?
Forklift in that one, forklift. It has more than 10 million. Almost 5 million. The other side also, there were more than 50.
But when you say, everyone was says, I may have because they imported.
So, yeah, Marble did too much in the casa.
With the same motor, Crofobata, Motum Baby.
Never the cheap. The boo. War, so the boo war, now, I didn't just say.
What?
Machines lie back. But two machines lying are same. Machine I have moved to. It's not to me.
I mean,
That's a good one. You know, the boy said, workers and stop also, we are making workers are craving and now. Yes, I can soon go to be the money grab. Yeah, I'm doing a sense that we are one.
yes. Me, my running commercial vehicles, make a answer them be. I can't from so can I'm a driver or so on a general. I'm so okay. Actually, yeah, you know about. So long as there is no debt, say the one I don't suffer. When you made it for
Dear, will lie. One lie that is near to children and soon to children now. Now, the equal West, the equal said, and I don't know, room for us to have breakfast, so if the fund because the name of the faculty, except the Macruz for only probably 50 by number boy, almost have a trash so. Oh, Nima, I'm selling and they still want to.
now they have me say these are not things you even like, but may find themselves on the market.
You know, there could be a store. Mama Maria, I don't know my news. Say, but your dear man, like your children, be just a name and be a try, and your dear, for my recycle. Because I'm afraid it's
but we can do a small task force to check because we know the batch. It's a batch near war honor, and these are people who don't ordinarily sell or get things from us. And we could do something to retrieve kakran and krofoso afan because they must not eat it, especially a konkwalaho. And this is so poisonous. Since you need fipa kesiye ena abefa and your man hono. So I think that in that one we have to see how we're able to retrieve.
Eno Three Dreamers Manufacturing Company Limited and Trades Minister Ekopim Woha na or assess the impact of the flood Ekochi Efa Hwa na Managing Executive Director also Echemu Ede Atchere ne se enso de twifa ho no Temamoto way no there are some drainages be omo here along the new construction and I said the renovation of the Temamoto way no and no sad drainage no mu wie no eno ene mansuo no etwifa omo ho no mo a ebesese niema na landfill no omo ye no ede enye eno ena ebetimi asa akose another flood in case say nsuo bi kese asa atobiwa ebeto ansem no so na yakọ the Kolebu Teaching Hospital President John Dramani Mahama ashare say maternity ward and as a maternity block Gordon Goggisberg maternity block I work Kolebu Teaching Hospital no yemubu edino entungu na yenhwese ebesi foforo e de assure because edino aba be death trap me can say hospital ho because you see edino losing the structural integrity asanso aba death trap Kolebu Teaching Hospital ho na hospital yi emre ben na yesi President Mahama orders demolition of Kolebu's death trap maternity block. And this is amenoka say maternity block ne de omu enkom na emom said ye si ho no ebetimi adwiregu na amanfo mu twam omonenam ho no etimi akogu omo so amom akohwere omo nkwa. This is amenoka say President John Dramani Mahama ahyese omu emubu sa edan no engu na quickly ne yebaka kotie President John Dramani Mahama ne nsem odi tudwa on this particular one no ye ba ne abekire mu mu emre ben time ben po na sa maternity block omu esiye and renovations ben kra na etimi akoho a edan no etimi atete apansam ayesa no ti yenko ne ti President John Dramani Mahama yetie ni wia na yaba ne de aka no abeto aso de amamo yenko yemra sisi.
But before I close, let me also announce that we're going through the procurement process to build a new maternity block for the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. And we will pull down the old Gordon Goggisberg building that has today become a death trap. Every other day our mothers give birth in that building. It is a death trap that can cause devastation. And so it is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the Ghana Medical Trust Fund Cardiac Catheterization Laboratory at the National Cardiothoracic Center of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital duly commissioned for the service of the people of Ghana. I thank you. May God bless the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. May God bless you all. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great and strong.
President John Dramani Mahama, the commissioning of the new cardiothoracic center Kolebu Teaching Hospital and ordinance some two just say maternity block no procurement akoso omo ebe starting na omo see a very new procurement a very new maternity block Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Now you name say Kolebu Teaching Hospital no yes in between the years of 1920 and then 1928 that time no na colonial government ena na omo edi Ghana so between 1920 ena committee bi ehya ase edidi ho nkomo ase ye behwe ne esi hospital yi na serve Ghana for na from 1920 na 1924 ena officially omo etimi complete ye because un say edan no ye be complete the first phase and the phase ya sese ye besi no ye be complete eno ne complete we will commission. And as time goes on, no, now there was a debate Kahoni, they said this is President John Dramani Mahama commissioned cardiothoracic center at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. No, it's between the years of 1920 1928 and a Kolebu Teaching Hospital. You see here, and to hear maternity block, which is Gordon Goggisberg maternity block now a siwa chair on your screen. Someone said there are cracks near day. Ewo dining one, ama dino abaya death trap. It is also losing its structural integrity. Said dine si ho yakasa dine we edimu baby esino eye na ho den ni pillars bi timachi bia ema dine ho no saa eniema no edan no elusi utimu se dine no we kotre kra eyire no ho pushi ni kakra bia dine ni betimi adwiregu e President John Dramani Mahama hye se omu enjuri edan no engu na procurement akoso a ye besi an ultra modern maternity block ewo Kolebu Teaching Hospital na aserve Ghana for Ghana adehye dodo na ewo nkrahane mhiamia bebre ewo Kolebu Teaching Hospital. That is the update ayede ba na ewia enim si ebesa de ato Gordon-Gaggisberg anasa ono de ne ne abubu no yede beto obi foforo no so asem foforo ye behwe na yede eho ensem de amamo na yeto ansem no so a President John Dramani Mahama Kroyana enra ade a oyeye eya nwonsem ema Ghana for be pre omo hu ne say president upon homodin ene say president wapon adwuma okofie no hu say East Legon Hills kwan so ho baby after that is airport bypass the East Legon Hills baby a Major Maxwell Mahama ne roundabout no wono accident bi asi wo ho anka president de wono convoy no aso watwam na nka wokọ no dru wo hu accident asi fresh no se da bi mami si fom na me nkọ assess situation no say na niema esitie ohwe ye oda ye ma ye de ni cars ni bi edify ebi mo edi omukọ hospital na amanfo abo mo nsem edi ama President John Dramani Mahama quickly no yenko hwe niema ekọ so ewo Major Maxwell Mahama roundabout ne so ho na yemra sesie.
So I don't know what's happening on the Mahama Road, Airport Hills, but for some reason, after whatever happened, and then they pushed the vehicle. I don't know if you can see the vehicle in the video, and then they pushed it to the side, right? And shortly after, there was a motorcade coming through with state official. You see the crest, the government crest and everything on the vehicle, and I knew Mahama was in it. And guess what? Mahama stopped! This man is a gentleman. Gosh, see him. The president was on his way home from somewhere, and he saw that the accident had happened, and then he stopped. See him. This is Mahama. See him right there. Mahama stopped. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This man is surely a gentleman. See him. See him standing right there. Do you see him? Do you see him? Do you see him in the brown? Do you see him in the brown? I'm so excited. Like,
Enti eno the very first gentleman of the land, President John Dramani Mahama ne kohwe say osi form efri ne convoy mu wapon adwuma ekofie osi form ekohwe omo prepare accident victims na ewo Major Maxwell Mahama roundabout ne so pe eho na okoya osi form ekohwe omo prepare amanfo obona baso say president waya de pa say otimi esi form ekohwe obobi a enko betwam no akọ nanso ohun say accident esi fresh ano na also see na okọ no okọ assess situation no say the enema no esitie na wa assist omo na omo enso etimi ho ato omo kakra. It is that is President John Dramani Mahama osi form stopped by to help accident victims on the Major Maxwell Mahama roundabout enra enumere na ekoso enti yebeto aso na yede update no ede amamo na sesi ameno ka say dey din kan de mamo no procurement koso say the new maternity block ewo Kolebu Teaching Hospital no omo ebesi new one ede ama eye Ghana for ade share dodo na because unse de ye de kire mo ne de ebubu anisa enti na hu behia se ewo se omo esi foforo nti se ameno ka say ensu atoto ne demolition ekoso wo Ghana ha no Kolebu Teaching Hospital omo so ensa akomo de a se ameno ka say omo de omo ti ayeye yebu ni esi foforo ede ama hospital ne se de be serve Ghana for ade share dodo na omo ho etumi ato omo nim se Accra resetting agenda no hospital facilities ni ade eka ho bia ni nyina eka ho na President John Dramani Mahama ede ahye ni dwumadie mu a o make sure say there is going to be an adequate facility. And as a facilities are ewo Ghana, especially in Kraihano, you bet me enya na duduo mu na timi serve Ghana for eno ye the Accra reset agenda. Na Oba Mahama cares no so the other aspect of it and no so empower Ghana for say omo ebetimi enya some selected yare bi omo betimi enya first hand care and sana escalate and I say more pija akwa kodru baby foforo etia no President John Dramani Mahama ne niema oye bi ewo enkrandua mu ha na se Ghana ha amanfo dodo na ebo na baso na ukọ ye comment section ho a amanfo dodo na de omo ensem aba betudwa obi ti say Isaac K5 was the third term for President John Mahama is a must. Well, na wo kan wo kire wa adwene constitution ni makwan sa de a ene fine omo eko kenkan mu na constitution no e makwan sa de a na che say said you no ade tudwa say onko third term no e maso sa we so say JM is a good leader we James Akona also JM is a good leader. Another term for him will go a long way to help Ghanaians. And also James Akonaga and also adding the comment about. So obviously the comment about Emrepemu Yebekai Amaona also who dear Aircore said yes indeed you were part of the show. Yebetwa and some so na yede amamo. Na ye caught the gold board. Sisi amenoka say the very good friends are more the entertainment industry mu Shatawale and MDK bomidi mame. Na sisi amenoka say gold board omo say omo me partner with gold board na omo emme promote made in Ghana jewelry. On say gold board buy no omo asanso be a jewelry shopper omo manufacture jewelry which is produced in gold. What I say a full gold and omo edia ye na sese no say omo bie ye niema ekoso amanfo dodo na omo ekoho ko checke some just to have a feel of real gold jewelry near there na sales no say betimi boost sales near there no omo be here brand ambassadors enti no na MDK ene Shatawale and afofo mienu omo aka bo ma sese ame no ka say gold board yi omo because we say MDK on Shatawale omo pe change pa what I say Shatawale unhu ni baby change enhu ni kom MDK so the same thing also super change o hwe Shatawale to se se o hwe chain e da ni kom a abrante bi okuma so friend Maxwell o di to abrante ni kom a chain no betwe form e betwe form chichire mu a omo ya ayade omo pe gold nti gold board hwehwe mu no mu se artist mienu we omo betimi aboa na ye gold board no gold board jewelry no yetimi a promote na quickly no ye be kono akwa the entry of Shatawale any NDK emra omo kopie mu gold board ekohia gold board CEO Sami Jemfi yenko ne hwe video ni emra sisi
Big money, sir. Big money. Sorry for keeping you waiting. No, it was one. Let's get on. Let's get on. Okay. Papa, top.
Nti eno Shatawale ene MDK mro mu kopie mu gold board jewelry ho former Bank of Ghana office see ho na gold board omu operate edi free na omu ekohia ye omu didi nkomo no omu de obia de na no etutwa na de odi nka kasa ye gold board CEO Sami Jemfi or the nsem tutwa kire mu a the crowd that Shatawale ene MDK epuli especially Shatterfest etwa mu no Otchere that was the biggest ever gathering in Ghana. And Independence Day crown fan ho na Shatawale ne gathering no ye was Shatterfest no utim se nipa dom e kopie ho no enti ohwehwe mu hu se edom se edimochi dia ene ye de mu ambassador for gold board jewelry ebetimi apoa yen na yetimi make a lot of sales betimi the international men say people from the diaspora because they are international brand ometimi the amount for brave from different countries aba bema gold board jewelry no omo enya the milestone omo hia se ombe reche no omo atimi areche enti ordination to dwa se mre bi crown no angasa Sami Jemfi ne ho kire ne se yeso akoche obi sika akoche agrada sika at a point when say Shatawale is so outspoken to the extent that Obabonten ebe defend Sami Jemfi enti oyisu opportunity na akwanya no edida Shatawale ase yenko ne ntie gold boss CEO Sami Jemfi ba ensem be na Shatawale di tu dwa na amanfo se ase o two shades be at the core Simon side one ya de yenko na yemra sese.
We are very excited to have you here because of the brand you represent. I mean, your influence goes beyond the shores of Ghana. And I believe you are gifts and assets that we must support and celebrate because of where and how far you have taken Ghana's name and the Ghana brand to. You are global figures. And a lot of people across the world look up to you. The young, the old, and the aged. And so you coming here alone is enough, endorsement for the Good Board agenda that His Excellency the President has entrusted in our hands. We can't do it alone. We need willing partners like you to collaborate with. And I'm very happy that you have come so that we can begin that conversation. I've been looking for you. Been looking for you for a long time. You have to tell you that I've been looking for you. Because once upon a time, I got myself into trouble for gifting someone money. And people want to chew me up. I had never met you, but I saw the write-up you did in my defense. And I've been looking for that opportunity to say thank you. Thank you very much. I love you more. I love medical too. And I like the brotherly love between you two. Something that is rare, and we pray that it endures forever. We don't want to see Shatta and medical fighting. We just want the unity to end there. But because it's beautiful, the unity we see among you and how you support each other is very beautiful, and that is what we want to see in the entire industry. And you, Shatta, you are very outspoken. In politics we are outspoken, but I think in music you are the outspoken one. And most of the times outspoken ones like us get ourselves into trouble because of the culture context we find ourselves in, where people think that if you speak your mind, you're disrespectful or you're arrogant and all that. But I have taken interest in your careers, particularly in your advocacy for Ghana music and the creatives. And how we as government can create the enabling environment for you to thrive and to support your artistry. And I want to commend you for that. The Ghana Gold Board, which I am privileged and humbled to lead, will do our best to collaborate with you and to support such efforts. So with regards to Shatta Fest, count us in, will be a part of it. We
All right, nti eno Gold Board CEO Sami Jemfi ena ode nsem atudwa ayina yekoya yekoti na quickly no yebekọ na yetie Shatawale nsem ode tudwa because there's a release from Gold Board aba be kan yensa yebekom ni akan mu enwo adwuma ne sen Shatawale ni MDK omo adwuma ne sen adwuma be na ede be sha omo nsa as promoters and as a brand ambassadors to Gold Board jewelry nti yebeba be kan eno dia but then quickly no yenko ni ntie Shatawale nsem ode tudwa yeba na be kan release from Gold Board the amount.
Sometimes we also just need a collaboration like this. So before I also start, this is medical, that is medical's manager, that is my business manager, and my road manager Maurina. So that's the whole team here, and we literally came here for a collaboration. I've been discussing with my brother the things we've been seeing you do, for Maurice, just crazy about it. I was like, no, we need to come and see you and discuss and, have, some good understanding to it. So basically we're just here for our Shatta Fest that we're going to do in the UK. And also, ask for a little collaboration where we can, merge the creatives, with the corporate, world. Because I believe most of the times we get scared. That's how I put it, to approach people like, your team. But, I feel I want to break that, yoke and make sure we can also call on you people when, we also need, your support. And apart from that, we also want to be part of your, jewelry, spot, because he likes jewelry, I like jewelry. But I was telling him if we have to get the proper jewelries to wear and, sell Ghana properly, this is, the way to go. So that's why we came here to see you and, just let you know this is our agenda.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was Shatta Wale in some more the two dry in your koya, your call echo tea. Quickly, release our gold board at the buy, your beconia kind na monsoma. What exactly is the duties of Shatta Wale and MDK? Whilst I did a ambassadorial role we Eddie Amomono. Shatta Wale medical partner with gold board to champion made in Ghana jewelry. Award-winning Ghanaian music icon Shatta Wale Medical have paid a courtesy call on the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Gold Board, Sami Jemfi Esquire, to discuss a strategic partnership aimed at promoting gold board jewelry and advancing Ghana's gold value addition agenda. Eti omo any gold board ebe partner said ebe gold board jewelry omo ebetimi a promote and as a made in Ghana jewelry omo ebetimi a promote ewo Ghana has say. As part of the collaboration, the artists pledged to proudly showcase and promote locally crafted gold jewelry through their music, public appearances, social media platforms, and international engagements, including Shatta Fest UK, highlighting the quality and craftsmanship of Ghanaian-made products to a global audience. And making sure say they will be having made in Ghana jewelries on them. So at this point, it means I was a gold board, a pebi de momo. Omudi be ye juma and hands. You see a pebi and a change no near pebe 4-5. Be ana dodo om de be mo bia na o ma start a showcase in their music videos, in their public appearances, wherever that they find themselves. Even the Shatta Fest UK, there should be gold board jewelry sponsorship on it. I no ebe chere say Shatta Wale ni jewelry sa obe yusu or Shatta Fest UK ni nyina no gold board ebe and as gold board jewelry ebe provide amano said ebe obetimi showcase the quality, the craftsmanship of made in Ghana jewelry on the international stage. Welcoming the initiative, Sami Jemfi Esquire described the partnership as a significant step toward strengthening Ghana's jewelry industry, creating sustainable employment opportunities, and positioning Ghana as Africa's premier hub for gold value addition. Eti ochemwa sa anamoya gold board any Shatta Wale ni medical omatui ebeboa ahye ye Ghana ye jewelry industry ne be hyemu kena ense Shatta Wale ono said the jewelries edi agree ne say ya man made in Ghana jewelry gold kama na o showcase here. You could see say yes, people will start asking and no bema omo wo abrochi omo so showcase jewelry DJ Khaled money omo market can no mo showcase jewelry they will also start patronizing made in Ghana jewelry, especially gold board jewelry omo niema omo wo ewo Ghana has say. Together gold board and Ghana's creative industry are proving that when we promote made in Ghana products, we create jobs, add value to our natural resources, and build a stronger national economy. Say omo etimi ye partnership we ne say etimi ema Ghana jewelry industry etimi shemu kena ebe create adwuma because basa na ye be here more gold near they produce more jewelry. And your omo edi gold hu dwuma was site ahodo omo so omo to gold buyers near day gold shops omo nyina ebenya dwuma aye amane buso ama aboa Ghana fo nyina ntie no any update ayede musisi on Sami Jemfi gold board omo any menka say omo any MDK ni Shatta Wale omo collaboration omo no that is the update yede mamo na ye twansem no so na ye the update no the amamo se si ameno ka say there is an ongoing beef between Opambo and Osofo Adum Cheidua na mama part de na no atom mama parts or the nano atumbi na yebekọ na yakwa akotie emu nsem na embom sesi ameno ka say say this song bi enwum bi a omo ede se obi ede aba na utie enwum no mu a omo say this song enti from White Camp and ekọ White Camp yebekọ na yakwa akotie because sesi omo say followers omo mudi Adum Cheidua echi no omo ede enwum bi omo attack osofo adakwa yadom omo attack no na omo de this song bi abanti quickly no e be kwa kotie sa anwum ni mu nsem kakra because osofo adum chedu and TV station and omo elanche sa anwum no ti yenko ne ko tie anwum ni mu nsem kakra ye ba mama part ne nsem o de tudwa na futuo ni ade nyina ye de nyina be mamo sisi on ejina mu na watete enye nkrane watete wo jina mu na wa mitigate watete o ntem no wa make sure sa adwobre wa ba ye go tie nwum no banga ye be ba sisi e
Jimmy awajimi no adakwa Jimmy awajimi no yeah si afu itie nyansa bo se de bia bo akoko mo adwene mu ha ti se hwefo boto Jimmy ni aduro ti anyu agumati ko batle we so de ye go pa fa be wo na mu fi se na ya wo me ko manko ye be samurai se de ye furo panto bisa condemn sa sotoro ne ya hiu na mo amaso da ho aje mawu otan ne ya ho ya na agi wuti minister ya ma wa so de ti na wusu ye me chidi kura ne panyina wajimi nyansa ketwa sa kura mu nyansa mboni Uni nyansa mboni adakwa Jimmy awajimi no Jimmy awajimi no dead baby ya yeduru no tema eguntumi utini niefu anchire se wuni mhwiri pense wo kwase ya fise se wodada enemirem hwan na atwi pimpini yes party ya masa wo beti utuma hwia wujimi su chen wan kasa ni padua momfa abura mu nsuo ni ntwumo se na manu kankan ti se da wadawa enkwati amete opambo kwase ampanyini bia na wo to abo wotire ni menyansa aka woni tuntumu ne nko aka wafa fita tatuo obi a wutwa na wo san wo dross obati ya hwan na wo san so across small boys ne de Jimmy na ya den asenkoko blocks baby amodi yaba ne de munnyina je ye betwa ma na ti ade o ya ade ye me pe mabusu ya panyina bisa ne say mu Jimmy enti ye be ye edam kwan so na mo ni
ti enwom no na ye koya ye kokotie ye no na utie nsem no mu a na chese akwakoya rehosem na enwom no because asofo utie beat ne enwom no the way background no obi kan esi ejiji gumu na chese asensem no eya ye hu kakra because how say asofo mienu manya beef na we kama we toma we na we atoma we na afedi all of a sudden ade no ati akwakodru sa na chese amanfo dwene ho ate ase a enye ye entie no na amanfo adwene ho a omo ente ase na se de medika de tudwa no mama part aba bonten a ono na sisi a oba be ye ntemgyinafo se ntemgyinafo asem to a uhia ntemgyinafo obi a ba be gyina mfimfin na wa try so obetoto nsem no se de ebetimi akọ na mama part nsem no echi na say reply bi so free osofo ye opambo nchen de akọ adum chedu a ho ni nyina ya de a ye de ebeba na ye de amamo because udwe ho a wonte ase very very shocking and that is the update ye de amamo sisi ameno ka say and ye be kona quickly no yakọ na yakọ akọhwe mama part nsem a odi etu dwa but then before that no there is this birthday perpetual in Japan wankasa wo mother wo godmother say yen wish you happy birthday ajonya meche me sister prekope na o say yen wish you happy birthday perpetual in Japan wo awoshi banyard perpetual na wo screens ne so no sisi ame no kasa ni ma me ehwe show no perpetual ankasa so ehwe show no nti ye be wish perpetual happy birthday o godmother ajonya meche o say yen wish you gifty yen wish you happy birthday no pep the birthday nyame onsha na onye okese na de wo hwehwe bia no onfa emma na wo ho entimi ento said ye open no all your wishes on this special day should come to you in abundance enti that is perpetual on your screens. Yes, and see you better update no so na ye de amamo quickly no ye beko na yakwa kwakotie mame agrada na sisi ame no ka sei or the nsama ba betudwa or the advice kese e de akọ e de ama opambo yenko na yentie nsem no ne mra sisi
me do for video ameye me ye because of your papa no akase asofo mienu me akasa me papa me ame papa me mfani ni agro the great the nation prophet Opambo Otchere-Darko Yadom my father and ya sofu penny ye papa adum che edua me say asofo akese mienu misunderstanding bi abo mo ntem na enra manna medofo mejina afidie iso na mapa asofo akese mienu ichew mejina onyankopon mobrohu eso epa asofo akese mienu echew se papa mumienu the great the nation prophets my father Opambo Ebenezer Darko Yado eni ye nyina ye papa osofo adumchei edua papa nom mesremo the praises preacher baby abufu akodu biara me gina onyankopon mobrohu so pamocho say mama koma entoyem mama koma emrafom papa adia bia na asi biara me gina onyankopon mobrohu so sremo sade abufu akodu bia no mama akoma entoyem na mama asudue emra mempese mehwe de odi kan ye obi ne de otusu mienu koye obi migira ha say a woman of God say ya na me hu say ya papa no asofo misunderstanding ba aya na ye me ya yes remo papa ma memra me ame papa opambo so papa baby akoma kodu biara wo ba odoba sani awodo me no me so me do papa say ye hu say ye di watama ye mu bi ye ntimi yakoma eno me hwe videos bi a papa me su ye sa me hwe sa me papa da fom tuntum awurade sori awurade ne ye de na to cancer money fa ne ho papa ye mu bi ye ntimi ntsena papa baby abufo na du biara ya pa wo show me sraw me ni me kunu papa makoma mra fom wate papa makoma mra fom aye wate papa makoma mra fom aye wate say ye hwe nipa bia papa mu di watama papa yakoma ye ntimi o papa ye ntimi o papa ye ntimi o papa ye ntimi o papa tie me wate papa tie me wate unum say na nkan na ka oba unum de metumi aye but nyame wo konkro ma me kwan ewrade papa baby abufu adu biara mesrawo ye yewa eye me ja esasa me kai baby ana me hye baby a say time de me ko hye yo baby a say time de me ko hye ye papa Opambo Ebenezer Darko Yadom na onyankopon na mu wadum no mobrohu so amande menya me found dia papa say me pusi edi watemo a eye me ja papa me ntimi o papa me ntimi o papa me ntimi baby de obi dia ye obi papa facha wate papa facha wate papa facha wate papa twabi bia so fama urade papa me no say me kasa wo betie me wate papa me no so betie me nuanu chief one papa nkasa wate de akobia mu twa so wate na mo fama urade mo fama nsama urade wate pa mo show enra me rehu bebre se ya show video sinu bia papa me rehu bebre ye nimu nipa wo ye ye nimu adom e wo so ye nimu wose e wo so ye nimu de urade de wo je papa entie nipa entie de nipa ka fa ukrante na obi bia ku fom papa tie mi anopai wate ye shaye ntimi o mini bi kru bi ntimi o bisa be kai ba bia na be wo na ni da so nyina sa na ni pa nyina yi mi amo papa da so urade na mo watum so amande adi da fi kire baba fie hu mi kru de me ba papa Papa tie bi sufra do pay. Papa tie wo ba sufra do pay. Papa tie wo ba sufra do pay. Papa tie wo ba sufra do pay. Fa wo krante nyina to for ma me wate. Fa krante to for ma me wate papa. Fa krante to for ma me wate. The nation prophets, original the nation prophets papa. Bedi ma papa bi timio. Imra me papa dum chedua so. Papa dum chedua. Me srewa no pay. Papa baby abufu adu biara papa. O me mobo. For when it to me. For when it to me otante anymore. For when it to me I'm 7 fata. For when it to me papa for when it to me na mama over mo krate gu form. Mama sudwemra. Mama sudwemra. Umasudwemra papa umasudwemra moya asofo kesefo asofo mpedifo ayeye asofo keto ayehwebusia bo papa mesro papa dum chedi amesro baby abufu adu biara papa fa chame na mofa mo krante gu form wate fa krante gu form sra mo me pa mo chaw mo mienu the nation prophets opambo Ebenezer Darko ya dom my father. And your papa soft penny adum chedua papa slow and I no pay video ya papa before mo krante nyina mabufuo nyida mu fom na mo masumdue mra wate na mo ya sofo mpadimfo nyame ehira mo papa mo mama ho kwan ma say time fa we sum mu ho ani mu ase papa mo fanche wate Mufanche wate munyai manenka wate umakoma ntoye mo wate udamo sese motie me anopay okay Romans chapter 12 verse number 17 o say my body into your body so ka fa bibia nche ma me wate na moma sumdue emra na moma obronsam ani mu ase na munyamu bia munyama rade oso no na reto e wono rade na meka we so e de ama bloggers ni bia moya tachira wo gem susu jagum e pamoche wo ubedi the nation prophets upon bo Ebenezer Darko yado ubedi na tem na so odomewa ebeye adwuma yenum bi. A typical example. I always say this. Emi bi atwam ye gira sofo bi achi kontokwa. My papa, the nation original prophets, the jaw ne abufuo dome yen eba mu, eba sremo. Asofo nya ntokwa twon firi ho. Yanom kwala na edi asofo na chi no me nya very careful. Fisa sofo panino o meka wo. Na so be kase wo kwa ma wo papa wo kwa ma wo dofo wo kwa ma obi a wudi na chi na so se sofo pani ni pie na wo be kasam to so a ye fa se papa dum che pie no de ya wo be dume wa e be ye adwuma ye papa opambo Ebenezer Darko ya dom pie no be dume wa e be ye adwuma esanse nya oni wo na nya ma ye hwe ye ho so yie na ye very careful everybody shramo papa fo mi nu Someone see me. I mean, Romans 12. I mean, one paper, papa. I mean, Romans 12:17. No, or someone fa bonnet into ya ubiara bonnet soka. 18. No, or say a bet to me. My family, Bunny in Nipanina and Sena as to dream. 19. No, or sort of 4 want to talk more every. Na mbom munyai emma onyankopon abufu na wachre se me na areto ewo me rade hira mo se mo hu me mobo na watie me mpaipo na watie me so frɛ mama abot